Hey, what's going on, guys? What we got here is we got ourselves a new Vanquish, the VRD Mullet. And this thing looks pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. I mean, it's no Camaro or monster truck. It's not a mud truck. But I mean, if you can't have a monster truck, a mud truck, or, you know, a mega truck, you could do something like a rock crawling truck. But, well, I mean, I'd probably go with a go fast truck, and then I'd do a truck like this maybe. So if all of those other things aren't kind of up your alley, this might be up your alley right here. They made this one the Mullet. They say, Mullet, a highly competitive configuration utilizing the distinguished F10 straight axle, doing business in the front, and the radical F10 portal axle having a party in the back. See the briefcases underneath the axle, and this got like the red solo cups behind the back axle, because this back axle likes to party. You know, he gets down. You go to a comp, you find this guy there. He's the one that's up at 2 a.m. still crawling, hitting the rocks with his little lights on in his truck, going all crazy. But yeah, so they make this. I mean, it's time that the world is able to get all of this glory of the Mullet without having to do it themselves the expensive way. So my kudos to Vanquish for coming up with this. But the one problem that I have with this is I thought the Vanquish and I were on the same page. You know, their latest releases have been kind of more like my speed. Not only did it say VRD on it, but it said RTR. And this one they want you to put together by yourself like you're some kind of worker for Vanquish or something. But I haven't seen any paychecks coming. I've been working on this thing for the past couple of days, and they ain't sent me nothing for a paycheck or anything like that. So they just want free labor out of you guys, the RC consumer. So just remember that as you purchase this, you have to do the work. And it doesn't have any of the electronics in it, so you got to get you some of them as well. So you might want to just kind of start snooping around, see where you might be able to sneak some off of some other trucks and things like that. That's what we did. We just kind of stole them from other vehicles, and hopefully they won't be missed too much, but you'll see. We got some good parts to put in here, and I'm not going to do a full build video for you guys with this thing because I just build too fast and you wouldn't be able to keep up. So I don't want to have to be slowed down by you. So we're just going to kind of do the like quick cut. If you guys just roll that, we'll let it happen. It does not take much in this world to remind me that I am not a builder. We've redone a few things a couple times, including this one right here. Don't do me like that, Vanquish. Don't do me like that. I got all excited about putting links in. I totally missed this. Got to put that in first because guess what? It's going to be behind. Now I can't do anything with it. They did it like that. They did us dirty on that one right there. You need to get in there and work on your links. You got to take off at least this screw and swing it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. What did I do? Why did I do it that way? And I used the wrong screw somewhere. It's probably this one because I see it's poking through the bottom. I need some calipers or something, or at least new batteries for my calipers. Look at that thing just hanging out there. Dude, Josh, I'm recording these in real time as I'm working on it. Look at what I just did. How did I do that? I just recognized it when I was about to do it with the other one that I was like, you can't put two upper links here, but I just did it over here. Man, I should probably just go to bed. Let the record state that I showed that transmission who is boss. Oh man, that feels good. Just said a little prayer just to help me find this thing. I'm saying, I knew I moved this stuff, but I swear I've looked there already, and there it was. So we can keep on building, get this thing done. Check it out, we got the body painted. there she is. That's the kind of magic you can have if you're the king of RC and you make your RCs to match your personality. This is what we get. We get the Mullet by Vanquish. And I mean, check out, we got the Go Fast colors on here. We got the bright green. We got a nice looking shade of blue. This came with it. They heard me last time. They heard about the good Go Fast colors. These are pretty good colors that they put in there. So we put this all together with our own 2 hands, our own sweat equity. That's what we put into this, sweat equity. And I'll tell you, there was a couple times that the directions weren't very good. Because it was kind of late at night and we were more on the party side of the afternoon, not so much the business side, and things got a little sloppy, so we had to do things over a couple times, if you know what I mean. So it wasn't the fastest build. In fact, I think I got the links on right now. It looks like I do. I thought maybe I put the bend in the wrong spot. I wasn't paying attention that much. We put the Mullet on the back, right, because we wanted to add it. There's already the little Vanquish guy. We just took the Mullet sticker and stuck it on him, named it, made it look real pretty. Like these right here, I need some, my memory's failing me. They went and sent me some other stuff too, and I can't ever remember the name of all this stuff. What was it? Oh, we had the Battleborn wheels. Right here, these bronze Battleborn wheels. These things look absolutely fantastic. I thought maybe it was gonna clash with my colors, but I was gonna go with green no matter what, because you guys know me, it's gotta be green and white. So we got the Battleborn wheels. One of the things that you have to do with this here thing, it's a little tricky like, right? They're all sneaky when they come up at you like this, but it's a different width kind of an axle because these have got the portals on it, so you need different hexes, right? So we have the 450s and the 350s, and one of them go on one of the axles. You'll know, because it'll look stupid if you do it wrong. So you just got to make sure you got 2 that are the same and 2 that are different, but the same as themselves, right? If that makes sense. You know, I want to do my communicating with you in the best way possible, but yeah, so they're different, but the same, okay? So the same part goes up in the front, and then the other same part goes on the rear. And one way it makes them about the same width, and if you do it wrong, then it looks really stupid and really big in the front and really, really big in the rear. I mean, it actually looked pretty good. You put some mud truck tires on there, you might want to do it that way anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you can hook them up. So what I got here, these are the SLW 475 wheel hubs. And then I have the SLW 350 wheel hubs. So that's pretty, you know, it's the VPS 07113 and the VPS 07112s. That's what we got here. If you want to take a screenshot, I'll leave it right here for you. Did you get it? No? You get it? There you go. You know what you're doing. Right now, yep. And these here tires, these are the Yokohama Geolanders. And the foams in them feel pretty good. I didn't vent them. I plan to get in the water with this thing. We're gonna kind of emphasize the party in the rear because we put a 2100 kV motor in here. We're gonna 3S this thing and we're gonna give it a little bit of fun, you know? The slow side of it, we didn't kind of emphasize that too much. We're not so much about the business, but you gotta have a little bit there if you're going, you need to go slow in certain areas so you don't flip. But we want to emphasize definitely the party in the back. So we're going to get it on the rocks, but I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go give you guys kind of a rundown of this, show you all the cool stuff that I did when I built it. And that way you guys can just be jealous of me. And that's what it's all about here. Putting this up here on the internet because I want you guys to be jealous of how cool my rig is and how cool yours is not. So I definitely have the coolest one. And you guys can go and tell everybody else that. But here's a good look at that wheel. Look at how pretty that is. You know you want some of that. You can see the paint job. I already took off a little post. So there's a post in the back and 2 on the front. We'll slide that off, but first admire the beauty. Don't look too close at the stickers and the bubbles in them. Shocks you got here. You got aluminum bodied shocks. Plastic tops. These things have E-clips in them. There's a spare E-clip. I'm just going to say that. Definitely look in your spare parts. I looked around like for 3 hours for the one I lost, and I finally found it stuck to one of my CCxRC mats. I got CCxRC mats all over this place, and so one of them was bound to catch it. I got like 3 over there and 1 over here, and so it was on one of them over there that was on top of another one. So it was like double CCxRC catching. It was pretty cool. So yeah, we're running the Spectrum. This is the censored brushless system in here, and we got it kind of wired all up around the transmission here. You know, we got it kind of zip tied here. That doesn't come with the zip ties. I supplied that. That's not in the kit. You got to bring your own zip ties. Yeah, so the transmission's very, very long in here. You kind of got the motor kind of wedged up in there. I like the design of it a lot. I quite like it. So it's neat. And then it's functional, you know, it does a lot of things, and it also carries my receiver, which I like that feature. It's pretty good. You got these little side rails here. I think my Velcro may catch on some stuff, but they kind of double as electronics trays for me because my electronics are so big because we want to go fast. And so that's one of the features. You got a nice angled skid plate here, and you got these openings, which come in handy if you need to get in there and get to the screw. On one of them, oh, your drive shaft, that was it. You kind of can go right through the hole there on the side and get in there for it. But the links on the lower side, they're bigger. The ones on the top, they're smaller. So you got lower weight, little less weight, higher, if that makes sense. Plastic drive shafts through here, plastic axles, nice and slippery. I think they did a good job with that. People are going to really like that about it. These axles, you got one of them here kind of offset, and then you got one in the center. So if you hit the rock with this one, you might miss it with this one, or if you miss it with this one, you might hit it with this one. Who knows? You're just out there, you're having fun, and those rocks, man, they're jerks. They just like to reach up and grab your axles and the pumpkins and just be like, you stop right now, you shall not pass. That's what they say. And then you give it the 2100 kV that we have with King of RC, we go fast and we get off that rock. We just send it full send. So it's a good feature. I'm running the Spectrum SR515 because I just stole it out of a truck, and it's way more than I needed for this, but it's there in case I ever need it to put lights in. But I hate lights, so it's not going to get lights. But maybe I'll put in like some more servos and stuff just for the fun of it, or maybe another motor. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. You never know, we could get crazy. Just have it up here spinning for no reason, just cause we like power. This is the first time I've ever used one of these. It's a Holmes Hobbies BLS SHV 800 brushless 16 volt servo. Metal Gear has got his logo on the top, which looks real nice on there in the black right there. You can see it. That's pretty good. Vanquish gives you this awesome servo horn right here. Probably one of the nicer kit ones you'll ever get. I lost this little spacer. I don't know that I ever had it, but I probably did, and I lost it because it was pretty late and things were getting a little bit crazy all up in here in the studio. So it's possible I lost it. It's possible it didn't come with it. You tell me what you think happened. I want to know, how did that get lost? Give me a story. What was happening? What did I do? How did I lose that spacer? But you know what? I made a new one right there. I should have just found another metal one because there's 2 metal ones in this and they fit. So I bet 2 metal ones would have fit in that guy. But the plastic one I had to cut off and do a little shaving with my knife, which I carry with me at all times because I'm cool like that. The transmission goes together real cool. It's one of the funnest parts of the whole build when you see it going all together. The shocks are partly built, which is pretty nice. They just leave the hard E-clips for you. I think too many people in the shop probably lost eyeballs with them pinging around. So they now make you do that part of the shock build, even though they built the whole secondary part. You'll see in the manual's very descriptive about it. Overall, this fan is very loud, but that's not made by Vanquish, so we can't hold that against them. That's more of a Spectrum. Oh, it just kicked up a gear. That's why I usually unplug it right there. I mean, it's vibrating. That might knock you off the rocks right there with that fan going. That is some high-powered fanage. But yeah, so you've got the straight axle up here in the front. I think we kind of explained that. The box pictures will probably do a better job showing it. But another interesting thing was the wheel nuts are different that fit in these, because these have a bigger stub coming out than these. So you have different nuts that go on. You might say that the bigger nuts are in the back where the party is, and the smaller nuts are up front. But I mean, somebody might say that. I'm not gonna say that. That just might be what some people say. And it may be because of the mullet, the whole party in the back, business in the front, big nuts in the back. I don't know. So you tell me what you think. Maybe in the comments you guys would know something about that. I don't live in that kind of world where I think about that, so I'll leave that up to you to discuss and to let me know what your findings are on that. Maybe you could use that new AI stuff. I don't get into that. That's the devil. So if you just let me know what that's all about, that would be nice to know. But I think what you guys want to see is how good it can drive and if I'm going to get it stuck. Now the hard thing is I can't judge it on everything. It's not a Vanquish servo, it's not a Vanquish motor, so some of the stuff I'm going to feel is going to be whether or not I like the motor or not. But I think the truck's going to handle good. I want to see how these Geolander tires do by Yokohama. I mean, I like to say that, Yokohama. That's a fun name. Man, if I had another kid, I'd probably name him Yokohama. Too late, I guess. Anyway, we're going to go out there and we're going to get this thing on the rocks and doing some good stuff. You know, we need to center the servo, I think, still. We haven't completely finished our build. The other thing that was hard is it showed like 2 screws going into this, but it only had 1 in the beginning, and until the very end, that's when you put in this body post, and then it makes sense. But when you first see it and they got 2 lines going through, you're like, huh? What are you talking about? There's only 1 screw. Well, later there's a screw that goes in. And there was one other time I saw quantities wrong where it said 1 screw, but there was 2, and it was when we were assembling the chassis. Or maybe it was 5, but you needed 6. When you guys build yours, come back and let me know where you see the numbers that I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure it was actually the chassis rails. All right, guys, before we do go out there, I did take this apart because I want to turn the fan off on it and get it all. Whoa! Well, it's a tough truck. I think shoot, what did we do? Oh, we rolled it. Oh, dang, back here. I hope I didn't break nothing. I need to drive it off the table. What I was trying to do was pick up the radio so I could show you how slow it crawls, but also how fast the servo is, because we have the servo plugged in directly to the battery using the JST connectors. So it's nice and quick like that. But while we have it here, when I took it apart, I remembered that I was looking at everything, like these sliders right here. And these are made out of like a stamped aluminum, but that made me think the chassis too. That's the stamped aluminum chassis that it's got on here, the rails that go through here. You want to definitely take a look at that. We kind of showed part of it. And my battery it got tossed. We're gonna have to open that back up. As I was just driving it there a second ago, I realized this does have overdrive. It's running a 34% overdrive. You get 21% of it through the transmission, and I'm guessing you get the rest of it through your portal gears in your rear. Probably a little bit of a gear reduction down there. And but yeah, this thing's built real nice and tough. We're not messing around this time, boys. We're going right to the rocks. We're just going to be testing out our tires here, see how they do. The wheels are doing their thing. They look absolutely amazing. That's all that wheels need to do. Battle born. We're going to battle right now. Here's the hard line. Well, we missed it. Our back tire's got to stay up. Oh no. Too busy looking at my camera. So these lines out here are tricky. We don't know what's going on with them. They're all new this year. It's first we've had the water really this low. There we go. We're climbing uphill. Lots of undercuts, lots of moving rocks. Like that one. But we're getting good traction from the tires on the rocks for sure. Let's see what we can do going down here. See if we can squeak through here. Oh yeah. That's doable. Now can we come back up this split here in the middle? Nice turning radius. There we go. Can we get that? Bounce it. All right, got past one. I probably have to hang on, hug right up against this rock. There. Oh, that's a big hole. I didn't see that. That might not be doable, especially because it keeps kicking to the left and we need to be climbing that rock to the right somehow. Maybe like that. Turn into it. Oh, come on. You want it. That's it. All right. That was a good line. There's so many holes right here. Oh, my pinion came off. Well, you guys, I could not have planned that pinion going off any better than that. When I got to build stuff, you just never know. You never know. So we decided to move to a different section that I know a little bit better. And we're going to run on these rocks for a little bit and just see how we do. And then we'll move back to the other rocks. These are closer to where I just had to go to repair it. And so far, man, does it look good. The pinion had slipped. That was all that was wrong. That's builder error. So this servo feels pretty good. I haven't run one before, like I said. Says Holmes is doing pretty well. The Spectrum system, I think, is a pretty decent brushless system. I usually do their smaller ones. We're getting a little tire rub. Getting nice flex out of the tire though. Yeah, I usually do like 1400 kV or 11. I usually do the lower numbered. And so this is a little higher, 2100 kV. A little more wheel speed than I usually get with my Spectrums. I just saw this one sitting in a box. Thought I'd give it a try. Since my other H10 Optic has a 2300 kV in it. And I like how that handles with that extra wheel speed. So you can really bump up stuff like that right there. That just, why make this truck have limitations? We need more party in the back. Give it the bigger motor. So 2100 kV, 3S, tons of wheel speed as you just saw to bump it up stuff if I'm not making it. It's not my first choice, but once I realize I'm gonna need to bump, I will. Like that. I'll reset all this. Get my tire on the inside. There we go. Nice. Take it up this rock stack here. See if there's some interesting line we can find on this. Get us upset. These are slick rocks and it's muddy, so we're gonna lose. We lost some of our grip from our tire. Just cause it's so slick, this clay right now when it's wet. You can see it flying off the tire. All right, so it does really good. Nice flex to it. Grab my Coke, we'll head back down to the other rock, see what lines we can find. There we go. other side of that. There we go. Here's an undercut there. That's a tough line. Oh, I made it worse. 2 undercuts. Oh, we can't make it. Oh, I broke it. 3rd time's a charm. Just had an upper link come undone. My fault again. I built it. Used too short a screw. Don't know how I did that. They're labeled, and the diagrams are the size that you're supposed to use. So, completely my fault. There we go. Little wheel bump over some of the slipperier stuff like the leaves and the weeds. Don't have as much traction. Oh, I went the wrong way. Get it. Actually, there it is. No. See my receiver hanging out now. Tape's not sticking. I gotta go stick it again. Dangerous to walk on here. Got it. Just dangling down there. All right, guys, here it is, the Vanquish VRD Mullet. Boy, is it stylish. I mean, what's more stylish than a mullet, right? It looks so good. And, you know, huge thank you to Vanquish for reaching out to me about doing a video on this. You guys know that kits aren't my favorite thing, but when it's a Vanquish, I gotta say yes. Their products are just that great, and this is no exception. So some of the components we've seen before, just a little bit different take on it with the Mullet. The straight axle front, portal rear of their F10s, the overdrive that gives us is awesome. And I mean, we all know the transmission is pretty bulletproof the way that it's set up. So it is just a top-notch rig, and I think these wheels are just, you know, I love when somebody else picks something out for you. I know that they do that a lot with Vanquish, where they have different kits where they pick, and you just pay a certain amount and they just decide what you're gonna get. It's cool because I didn't get to choose the wheels and stuff, and they chose ones I wouldn't have picked. I wouldn't have picked this bronze like this, but I absolutely love how they look on my truck now, and I wouldn't change them. So it's funny how that works when you let somebody else kind of give you a little design inspiration. So but I'm super pleased with this thing, and I can't wait to get it out to reaction. We've been away at the Great Lakes Gauntlet for the past 3 to 4 days, and then they were closed before that, so it's been tough to get out and run. And I don't know these rocks here very well yet, because it's just from the water being so low in the Grand River that they are even exposed. And we've done a couple runs on them. We did it with the H10 Optic, but I still don't know where the lines are. And this thing was nailing some of the really tough ones, so it was really cool to see. But we'll get out for more of it here very soon, you guys, and get some shots of it up at reaction where I know a little bit more of the terrain and the lines, and we'll have a little bit better say. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, thanks to Vanquish for sending this out. More coming at you guys, so much more RC content. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild ride into the fall and into Christmas. So have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.